I'm Nicole Spitler. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to work on, again, some mistakes that people make when they are decorating their horse heads. Now, as you know, I have DIY horse heads that come already patterned, come already painted. And then sometimes I see photos that are absolutely gorgeous and people do a fantastic job, and I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna steal that idea. So I don't know if anybody has ever heard of the book by Austin Kleon, Steal Like an Artist, but it's basically a known fact that all crafters and all artists do tend to steal ideas, but that is the whole thing is you steal an idea, but you don't actually copy it. You change it, or you get an idea and then you run with your own idea. So sometimes I'll think, wow, that's a really good idea, and I'm going to, what I always say is 10 up it. Like if you have, I see a good idea, but I'm like, I'm gonna make that 10 times better. That's stealing like an artist. And I'm changing it a lot, but it's like a kernel of an idea that you can get to do your own, like either art or craft. So I'm going to go with what the typical problem is with what I talked about last week, which is taking like almost the same size and putting everything in a line. Now here in this example, I'm actually better. I've actually improved. And how did I improve this idea? Well, even though this is in a line, I have different colors. I have slightly different shapes. So I have this light peach, this dark pink peach, and then light peach again, and this peachy pink, and then back to this pink, light peach, and this big, huge, also peach flower. So theoretically, this is better, but it still isn't very nice. So I'm going to show you how we take this basic idea and make it a lot better. So obviously I did not glue this in because I want to show how to improve it. So if you can remember it, that would be great. All right, so right here, I even have like, this actually looks kind of pretty like it is right now, but we're going to make it a lot better. For this particular horse head, I use this really cool mesh wire ribbon that I get at Hobby Lobby, and I just stapled it on, and even this looks really cool, but we're gonna make it look a lot better because it's very, once again, very blocky and very linear, and it's still pretty, but it could be a lot better. So we're always going to try to improve upon things. So I already have this stuff pre-cut, but I have this, it's called snake print trim, and I got that at Hobby Lobby as well. I love this stuff, it's beautiful. And I'm going to glue this, okay, and make this, we're gonna break up the blockiness and also add like a totally different texture, a totally different color. Silver and gold actually looks really pretty together. So this is silver and this is the gold, and it's sparkly gold, and it has a little, actually some little silver in it, you know, slightly some silver flecks in it as well. So it isn't like a really ugly gold. Some gold is very brash and very, it's almost like too much. So this is like softer. And I'm gonna glue this on. And then of course, I would always go and flip it around the back and finish gluing it. But for our purposes here, we're just going to do this quickly. And this is the throat latch. Okay, so I will tuck this here, but this will be glued behind it. I always have a hook or a way to hang it behind it as well, but I'm trying to make it look better here. Okay, so we have that. Now, even though this greenery is nice, and it's actually two different kinds of greenery, so once again, this is actually an improvement from last week where we just had one color boxwood to start. This is actually two different types of greenery. it's this kind of, I don't know, kind of pine stringy stuff. And this is a different color and it's similar, but I stapled 2 different kinds on. So once again, an improvement. And the other improvement would be that there's this very pretty small little floral element here that also breaks up the greenery. So from the get-go, a better start, way better. But we're going to actually improve it further. So I'm going to use some of this drapey greenery here, and I'm going to just add it in a few different spots. And I'm going to break up the linearness of this. And as soon as I find my handy dandy stapler, and I'm gonna staple this. Okay, and I'll cut another piece. And I'm just gonna take a tiny piece and I'm gonna add a little bit more to the forelock. And even though there's a big, this didn't work out very good. Okay, sometimes that happens. Okay, it's gonna get glued anyway though. And then I'm going to put one more piece here. I'm trying to figure out where I want it. Okay, we're gonna have it coming a little bit forward. Okay. Okay, so that looks a little bit more interesting yet. Okay, and then we're going to take this very wispy greenery. I got this at Joann Fabrics, and we're just going to add this in a couple little pieces. Probably going to just glue that in here. I'm going to tuck it underneath where I stapled the greenery, so it'll help keep it down. Now there's going to be so many things on top of this that'll also help to keep the greenery in its own place. So you see there's different, now we've got 4 different colors of greenery. It's a little bit different and they're all different textures, making it once again, what, more interesting. So here, and we're going to tuck that under here. Trying to get that in there. Okay. Now, next, instead of taking all this is also kind of cheaper floral or flowers. And I like the colors in general, but we're going to make them a little dustier. So I am going to add probably some of this light peachy color and maybe some of this darker, but I'm going to go with a little more dusty color. I mean, this is a personal preference. We're going to make this a beautiful spring wreath, but I'm going to add some dusty flowers in here, and then I'll add some brighter flowers. So I'm going to really play with the different colors, making it once again a little more romantic looking, a little more interesting looking. Sometimes the very bright colors are actually, they look cheaper because they're not as, it's almost like too much on the eye. Now in like a little moderation, they look good. Or if you break it up, it looks good. So here's a little bit of a dusty pink. I think I'm going to add maybe this peach here. And right now I am going to kind of go up the mane, but you'll see that I'm going to do some other things to make it more interesting yet. So I'm going to show you what it looks like if I just go up the mane, and it's going to look a lot better than what we started with. And then I'm going to use this very dusty pink. These flowers I got at all different places. Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann Fabrics, Joann Fabrics. So I just kind of shopped around for what I wanted. Okay, and then we're gonna go with this little brighter guy there. Okay. I'm actually going to turn him in a different direction though. And we'll use this little brighter pink. I think I'll put him right here though. I keep calling him him. It's more like a her most likely, but, and then I think I'll add this peach, the original peach color that I had. But, okay. And so you can see, even though I'm in a linear line with the flowers, they are a little different. I mean, the variation in shape and color is bigger than it was originally. Where these colors were much more close together, I have a bigger, wider variation. And it's in a line, but yet, what? This still looks better, right? Because it's more interesting. I added the greenery, and the flowers are a little bit different color. This one, I think, has to go down here. He doesn't look good there. So if it doesn't look good, rip it out and it'll be okay. All right, so looks better, but can we do better? Well, yes, we can. So now I'm gonna start actually adding more flowers, different shapes, different colors, and I'm going to spread it out more so that this line becomes very blurred. It's not going to really look like a line too much anymore. Okay. Now I might have to staple these in, but for this video, I don't think I will. So I'm just gonna add these really droopy, beautiful little cabbage roses that I absolutely love. They're very romantic looking. I get these at Michael's in their everyday floral department, and I absolutely love them. They have that very, almost, I wouldn't say Victorian, but it's just an old, like a, I don't know, like a cottage look. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it looks very romantic. Okay, so now this is kind of draping a little bit more. This is this beautiful seeded eucalyptus again that is behind here, and I'm going to cut this in half, and I'm going to have some coming out here and some coming down the forelock. And as I keep building, you'll see the lines and the flowers get blurred more and more, and giving it, I mean, I personally always like a romantic and a very whimsical but beautiful look. I don't like things exactly perfect. You can see my hair, it's kind of a mess. It looks like a mane itself. And that's just how I kind of go. So I'm going to also put this, I'm not exactly sure yet. So I'm just gonna like kind of like play with where I think I like it, which I think is gonna be here. Now this is another of the peachy, this light peachy color. But because I'm putting it next to this like mauve-y looking rose, it isn't, you can't hardly even tell that it is actually peach. Now this is pink. This is actually pink. And this color in and of itself, I don't love. But when I add it with this, it looks very soft, and it just actually highlights the other flowers. I'm gonna put this one back here. And then I have these little mauve cosmos that I get at Hobby Lobby, and this is great usually for southwestern looking stuff, but this is going to look beautiful in here because it's going to tone down those colors. Okay. I think we're going to bring that down here, and we're going to put this here. maybe over here actually. Okay. Now, lastly, and once again, this looks really good, right? Starting to really come together. I might actually rip this out and move it in a little bit. Yeah, because you want the flow to be good. One lady one time said to me, she's like, well, I want the feng shui to look like this. And I was like, wow, okay. But she was right. There is some feng shui in this. I've never heard that with decorating a wreath, but she's probably definitely correct. Okay. So, next. This is going to be kind of the end result. I will, like I said, I will fix this, but I'm going to glue these beautiful, these are called bell palm wood flowers. Ouch, hurt. And we're going to put one coming down here. I love to use these down the face for some reason. I don't know why, but I do like to use these down in this way. I have a lot of different horse head wreaths, and I like to kind of like bring this down. It kind of really makes it like this wild horse with these wild flowers. Okay. And I'm gonna pop that in here, and then we're going to once again take these wood roses and kind of like scatter them about. Just add them in random places. I think I'll put him here. Okay. I think I'll put a bigger one right here. Now normally I actually do this. This is what I do because I don't like to wait. So I'll just put those here. They like to pop up, and I'll just weigh it down. And then I'm going to put this guy. I'm going to put him underneath here. So he's kind of popping out. And you can see like some of the flowers obscure the other flowers, but it looks, I mean, obviously this isn't natural, but this is kind of more natural looking if we do it that way. So this one I'm going to actually push in here, and it will be actually at a different angle, because putting your flowers in a different angle is also more interesting. Once again, instead of putting them all facing up in a line, we can see this one's kind of faced this way, that one's faced this way, that one's faced this way, this one's faced this way, that one's faced this way, that one's faced this way. So I'm kind of turning the flowers so that they look more, it's natural is not the word, but it's more interesting to look at. And hiding them under so they're peeking out. Okay. I may just put him there. Okay. So this here, and probably put this one here, add a couple more, and then it's probably going to be done. And usually off camera I do tweak it before I send it out the door, because I want to make sure everything's perfect. And this particular person wants a name on their wreath, so I can do that. I can customize different wreaths, and I'm gonna, this one I have it like I painted it black here, and then I will glue that down at a different time, but I just want to show you. We're gonna put it like that. And you can put it, I haven't figured out the way I want it yet. It might go that way, but that's how sometimes I will do memorials for, even people's funerals or horses, and I will sometimes engrave it on the back. Some people want the actual name on the front. It kind of depends what people want. But anyway, so hopefully you can see that it looks better than when we started, and the reason it looks better, and hopefully I explained that rather clearly. But you can keep playing with it. I might, after I glue that down, I might take some of these flowers and actually add some more, because I want this to look really wild looking. All right, well, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and comment what you think, if this looks better than what we started with, which I'm assuming, and hopefully you will think it does. All right, until next week, I will see you later.